So I've done my consultation. What I found that her strands are very, very thick and pretty. However, the ends are ripped and torn from the friction of a wig, wearing a wig. So that's very good on the crown. But as I move down to the occipital, the cuticles are even more torn down in here. And that was from just dragging it together and putting her elastic band on, which is rough material. So it was just tearing it right there. So from here to there, had a little rip. Also, wearing a wig, it crawled up and cut her hairline all the way around. So today she wants her wash and wear relaxer so she doesn't have to go back to the wig again. We checked the sides and found that day 2 was quite ripped. So if you look at it, you can see it's nice and smooth, and then you have all these tears, which is probably from a hat or just the wig sitting really tight here. So this is the healthiest part of her hair, and it's very, very strong. When I ran it through the analyzer, the stress tester, the protein is very strong. The elasticity, however, is very low. And that is a little bit strange because elasticity dies from heat, which she did not do. It also dies from taking pigment away, which she did not do. But the amount of oil on her hair tells me that her hair hasn't had a drink of water in probably a year or years. Because once the oil is on the hair, water can get in to hydrate the hair. So the first thing we want to do is to get the oil out, or as much as we can. It's impossible to shampoo oil out. It's impossible to get oil out of the hair. It has to wear and wear and wear off like wax off the floor. We do have a chelating agent, which we'll apply right now. When I put the chelating agent on, I can't break the molecule of an oil. I can't shrink the molecule of an oil, but I can certainly try and lift it off the cuticle layer. Once we lift it off, and notice I'm not really concerned about the ends. The oil is actually filling in those negative sites on the ends. So I'm going to run the pre-clean over top of it, but I'm not too concerned with getting all the buildup off the ends. Once the oil is off and she gets her release relaxer, the water-based products will get in and soften. Just like buildup on your teeth when you go to the dentist, I cannot guarantee that this one pre-clean is going to get the oil off. The fortunate thing is she did not burn it into the hair by blow drying it or pressing it or doing a silk press. So we should be able to get most of it off, and then she'll have to come back in a month again and get another pre-clean if her hair continues to feel dry to her. Why were you putting so much oil? Because you thought you were moisturizing?
I thought I was moisturizing.
Most people think oil is moisture. Remember, oil is a lubricant. Only water will quench your thirst or make your hair feel soft. It's okay to lubricate if you're in braids and stuff, because you have no choice, but it's always better to quench. Now, we're going to get back to the fact that the elasticity on the stress tester was low. It was probably only low because what happens when you don't water a plant?
It dies.
It's just not, it just doesn't snap, right? You have this plant looking like this, you water it and then it springs right up. Right? So it's just the same things happening with your hair. The elasticity is low, not because your hair is weak or you did anything. It's just thirsty.
Okay.
Right? So it wants to be quenched, and that's what we're going to be doing today. we're going to taking the buildup off, and because you don't want to wear the wig again, trying to get out of the wig and the extensions and all that. You just want to embrace your own hair. We're going to loosen it up, and we can loosen it up as much as possible because it's strong in the strength. Now when I say strong, I don't mean, it's two different things. The strength comes from the protein, the food you eat. This is waste protein coming out of your body. So the strength comes from you eating a lot of protein or not burning a lot of protein. So you could be eating a lot of protein and then exercising a lot, and your hair wouldn't be as strong. But you obviously are not a vegetarian. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Good girl. But you could be a vegetarian and have a lot of protein too. It's just that it's, in my experience, it's less possible. She's done the ends first because the keratin is harder at the ends. And now she's going into the mid shaft and the roots. You can see the release spot as opposed to the area that's not released yet. Again, this is not a traditional relaxer, it's water-based.
Doing a relaxer. She's been shampooed and conditioned. So now we're going to get ready to put in her wash and wear products. The first step is Revival. Revival is a humectant. It's a product that takes the moisture from the air and puts it back into her hair, which keeps it nice and hydrated. We're going to do from root to end and make sure every strand is covered. Part it in sections so you don't get overwhelmed. You're just gonna do that all over your head. Keep in mind that everybody's hair is different. Usually you would put in our product Interlink, which is a leave-in conditioner to help seal in the moisture, but we are doing it differently, adding the Revival first and putting Interlink in second.
We are rolling.
So on the third day after I rinse this off, what do I do?
Depending on what is frizzy or what your hair needs, you will add the products accordingly. If you're finding that your hair feels dry, you're gonna add a little more Revival or Interlink, depending. Or, what you really need to do is add more water. And then you just adjust it to that day. Just put in Revival all over. Certain clients, we could just use Revival, but for her hair today, we are going to add Interlink. Interlink is a leave-in conditioner. It's highly concentrated, and for most people, we would dilute it. 1 part Interlink to 2 parts water or 3 parts water. Some clients can get away with using it straight, and they have more of a smoother texture, so they can use it that way. So what Interlink does is it helps to seal in the moisture. And we're just going to add mainly to mid shaft to the ends just to help seal everything in. And we'll do that all over. So we've just finished putting in Revival and Interlink. When you look at her hair now, it may seem like there's so much product in there, but we're layering it to make sure she has nice closed cuticles and that her hair is nice and hydrated as well. So the last product, or second to last I should say, is our product called ActiSoap, and it is a soft hold gel, and that's going to help seal in the other two products that we've already used. And again, we're going to do that from root to end. Keep in mind that when you are putting in your product, you may not get the perfect formula the very first time. I haven't done your hair before. I'm guessing from previous, applications on hair similar to yours. So because ActiSoap is a non-hardening gel, there's an opportunity for it to become sticky if the formula you used on your own hair wasn't correct for your hair. So if that happens, all you have to do is just add a little water and be aware of next time what you need to do to correct that. So if you notice here, it looks a little bit frizzy. So what we're gonna do is just add a little more water and just use your fingers to rake out the product just to help seal it. Because we know we have enough product in there. So I'm just gonna add some water and we're just gonna scrunch. If that doesn't do the trick, you may have to use more gel just to make sure the product has been distributed right from root to ends equally. So the last and final step we are going to add is Shapes, which is an anti-humectant. It's our setting lotion, and it prevents the moisture from getting into the cuticle, which may cause frizz. So we're really going to work that through. You may also have to add a little more water. Like I said earlier, water helps to saturate the hair evenly. And you just scrunch.
Gotcha.
So we're back, and now we're just using our Contours gel just to give her edges for her hairline. Nice sleek finish.
It